Good morning. Happy Tuesday. What a great day. Quick little mindset tip as I allow you guys to all jump on. You choose how your day is going to be. Case in point, you choose whether you're going to be happy today, pissed off today, in a good mood, successful, defeated, all the things. We have the choice. Sometimes our feelings make us want to do one thing, but we really have the choice. So remember that, keep that in mind, and choose what's best for your life today. Okay? All right, so I want to talk about carbohydrates. This is such a huge thing, a huge topic in our industry today. Several years back, fat was the enemy, and now it has shifted to carbs are the enemy and keto and all the things. And so I want to just come on and just shed a bit of light of how our bodies use carbohydrate and just kind of where the science and where these crazy world diets basically are coming from, okay? All right, first things first. The overconsumption of anything, fat, carb, protein, alcohol, will lead to fat gain. Why? Because your body is not using that energy, right? Food is energy, okay? Calories are actually energy, okay? So our bodies naturally need carbohydrate. Our brain, our organs, our reproductive health, our muscles, our everything. So if you are not feeding it carbohydrate, it will pull the glucose from protein. It will actually convert your protein to glucose. We don't want that because our body needs protein. It needs protein, right? So if our bodies are going to pull the glucose from protein, why not eat the carbohydrate? Because carbs are yummy and our body needs them and our body needs protein. So by eating carbohydrate, you're allowing your body to utilize the protein that you're already eating and giving yourself the carbohydrate that it really needs. You need fat as well. Let me just tell you that right from the beginning. You need fat as well. Right? It's good for your reproductive health. It's good for your organs. It keeps you warm. All three macronutrients, protein, fat, and carb, are vital for human performance, are vital for truly a high level of health and fitness, but just health in general. Okay? So, quick note. I was chatting with a gal, I think it was yesterday, and she said, so sweet, and this is certainly not me saying bad on anybody, it's just I'm helping you understand the mindset. So I had a gal say, I don't eat dairy, I don't eat sugar, I don't eat gluten, but I don't want to live a deprived lifestyle. I'm like, okay, do you realize that your exact behaviors are a deprived lifestyle? You're living a lifestyle of deprivation. Hi, good morning. She had no idea. And I'm like, you're depriving yourself of food groups. You're depriving yourself of different foods. That is living a life of deprivation. Is that sustainable? Maybe for 1% of the world. Maybe. Remember, I'm not talking about medical issues. I'm simply talking about like normal general population, okay? To include physique athletes, okay? Is that sustainable? Hell no. Why? Because we go to a holiday, we go to a vacation, we go to a happy hour, we go to whatever, because we all mostly have social lifestyles and do all these things. We don't know how the restaurant cooked their food. We don't know how the family member or the friend cooked their food. What if they put milk in there, right? By depriving yourself of that food group, it can cause a lot of issues, digestion issues, like a lot of bodily issues, and you can actually push yourself into a medical issue based on your decisions and your lifestyle, right? So by having the balance of all the nutrients, macronutrients, protein, fat, and carb, gives you a balance of micronutrients, vitamins, and minerals, which keep you healthy long term and is sustainable. Okay? I know it is easy to say, I want to lose weight, I can't eat cake. I can't have creamer, I can't have pasta, I can't have rice, all the things. I have wonderful clients who came to me and said, I can't eat rice, I can't eat simple carbohydrate. And I'm like, oh, tell me why. Let's chat about why. And we have positioned them into, oh, you can eat rice. Oh, you can eat all the foods that you want in moderation, and proper timing helps really well, right? When is the best time to eat simple carb? And let me backtrack a little bit. What is a simple carb? Typically low fiber, okay? A good rule of thumb for a complex carbohydrate is 4-to-1 fiber to carbohydrate ratio. Meaning, if you have 20 grams of carbohydrate, which is a serving, so that's like, I'm estimating, I think that's like a 1/3 cup of oats. It's about 2 small corn tortillas. I think it's about 3 ounces of sweet potato. This is just general, but about 20 grams of carbohydrate. If you have, what did I say, 4-to-1 ratio? I think actually 5-to-1 ratio is USDA. I like to do 4-to-1, but so let's go 5-to-1 ratio, okay? So 20 grams of carbohydrate is 4 grams of fiber. Pretty good. If you see something that says like net carb of 15 grams, just look at, well, what is the starting carbohydrate, which could be 20, and then you subtract the fiber, which could be 5, gives you net carb of 15 grams. If a food company is marketing net carb, that typically means it's high in fiber, which typically means it's actually usually a pretty good source of a carbohydrate, okay? So let me go forward now. If you want the simple carbs, if you want to eat a donut, if you want a bowl of cereal, if you want a big fatty bowl of rice, eat it right after your lift. Colette! Hi, welcome from South Africa. That's amazing. I'm really glad that you're here. I'm glad that you guys are all here. I love y'all so much. Seriously, I love doing this. I'm so glad y'all are here. I'm so glad y'all are learning, right? And enhancing your physical life, your physical fitness and physique and all the things. It's amazing. Why? Because it's not just that we look good. Of course that feels good, right? Our self-esteem is higher. Our self-confidence is higher. We feel better. We have more energy. But there's so many things that happen internally. Gut health, right? Our mindset. One of my clients just got off depression medication. Why? Because her fitness and nutrition are now in line with her lifestyle. Now she can be happy and have all these happy endorphins happening without medication. And that's the goal, right? We should be happy and thriving and successful off of medication. Yes, Callie, no problem. Yes. Yeah, net carbs has been crazy. And you know what? Here's like a fun fact, okay? My understanding is the only country in the world, America, that counts fiber as 4 calories per gram, well, yeah, is America. All the other countries, Colette, let me know if I'm wrong, all the other countries count it as 2 calories per gram fiber. So I think that's where the net carb is coming from, because net carb, then you can count the calories a little bit different. I think that's why. But also, high fiber foods are really good. What has high fiber? Vegetables, salsa, randomly, corn tortillas, randomly, oats, randomly, sweet potatoes are pretty good. Does that mean that rice, what are those called? Russet potatoes, cereal, donuts, does that mean those foods are bad? No, I don't think so. Granted, I wouldn't put rice in the same category as a donut. Let me just put that because of the sugar content. However, it is still in the category of a simple carbohydrate. Why is it a simple carbohydrate? Your body digests it much faster. And your body will digest a donut typically faster than rice, but still, because it is that simple carbohydrate, it doesn't take very much for your body to digest. Okay, which is why sometimes when you have high sugar, you have those spikes because your body's digesting it. Oh my gosh, you have all the energy, all the energy, all the energy. Boom, you didn't use it, you crash. Your body then stores it as fat, which is why it's vital to have these simple carbohydrates post-lift, not post-workout or HIIT training, post-lift or post-HIIT training. Why? Because that is the energy source that your body is using for those activities. Okay, so because we expended that energy, we need to put back into our body the glucose or the sugar or the simple carbohydrate or carbohydrate that our body just used. Complex carbohydrate is great to fuel with as well, but it takes longer for our body to break it down and to digest it, which is why it's good all the other times besides post-workout. But post-workout is great to have those simple carbs because it's a rapid refuel to our body, and our body will pump that glucose or carbohydrate, simple carbohydrate, to our muscles to grow lean muscle, not bulky, not fat, with muscle, right? Lean muscle, shaping our body beautifully, utilizing the carb. Okay, so it is okay and vital to eat that carb. Otherwise, your body is pulling from protein. Okay, so let's take a step back and think about it this way. Would I prefer to eat 7 cups of egg whites in a few hours, which 1 cup of egg whites is like a pretty solid portion, 7 cups of egg whites, let's just say throughout the day, right? So our body is fueled with protein, which is good because it helps repair the muscle tissue. But then our body needs to build the muscle tissue, which it needs glucose or carbohydrate. The body will, if it does not have enough carb, pull from your protein, convert it to glucose to then refuel your muscle. So would you prefer, or would I prefer, to eat 7 cups of egg whites or all the chicken or all the lean protein in the world for just to convert it to what a carbohydrate already is? Or would I prefer to have a balanced protein for my lifestyle? Everybody's lifestyle is different. With a balanced carbohydrate, because you're fueling the body with what it needs, and a balanced level of fat, because fat is also really important. Like I said, hormone production, organs, all the things, right? So having the balance of macronutrients, again, protein, fat, and carb. Alcohol is a macronutrient, but there's no nutritional value, but it is a macronutrient, okay? So would I prefer to have a balance of the macros? So A, I'm enjoying what I'm eating. B, I'm giving my body the true fuel that it needs. And C, I'm not living a life of deprivation. Or, and I'm not trying to bash keto, it's just an example because it eliminates carbs. Or, am I going to go eat an abundance of protein? My body doesn't need that much protein, so some of it's going to be converted to glucose because I don't have carb. Some of it's going to be converted to fat because I don't need that much protein. And then you have an excess amount of fat. My body doesn't need that much fat. Unless you're a marathon runner, you might actually need that much fat. You wouldn't need as much carbohydrate as a marathon runner, endurance runner, or endurance athlete. You still need carb for your brain and your organ and your reproductive health and function, right? But not as much. But having the balance of all three keeps your energy up, keeps your mood up, and keeps your body functioning truly how it was designed to function. Okay, going on these random diets of depriving our bodies of the macronutrients it needs crushes your metabolism. It is a yo-yo diet. It's a yo-yo diet. And it's long-term issues, long-term health issues. Okay, so why would we do that? Maybe some say it's easier to lose weight. Okay, what that really means is you're consuming too much food or not exercising enough. That's all it means, is you just need to adjust the levels of each three. Carbs are not bad. Protein is not bad. Fat is not bad. We need all of them. We just need them in the right levels for our specific body. That's it. Then we have all the energy in the world to live, like, you know, in general, in our relationships, in our jobs, in our life, in our hobbies, right? But B, we're not living a life of deprivation. We shouldn't live a life of deprivation. It hurts us physically and mentally and emotionally. Maybe over time, emotionally and mentally, but it really actually causes damage physically. Okay, so think about that. All right, if you guys want to chat about, I don't know what the heck to eat, please help me. This is what I do in life. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Send me a DM, comment on here, we'll chat it out. I love to chat with you guys. My first and foremost main priority is relationships, because I've been at the place where I'm like, I don't know what to do. I eat corn dogs and I drink all the time. That was where I was in college. That was, my God, how long ago was that? 7 years ago, 8 years ago? I was there. I had no idea how to exercise. I had no idea how to lift weights. It wasn't common back then for women to lift weights. There was no women in the weight room. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I lived in a sorority and I ate like SHIT and I drank all the time, and I was like, meh, whatever. Just because I didn't know, right? I had no idea. So now that I do know, that's why I'm coming in, so I can help you guys live a more abundant lifestyle. Live healthier, happier, more energetic, more mental clarity, which means more productivity, right? Which typically means you're excelling more in your career. You're excelling more as a daughter, friend, wife, girlfriend, whatever you are. Okay? It all really actually ties into fitness and nutrition. Your whole foundation of life truly ties into fitness and nutrition. Last thing I'll say, if you do not have the right balance of macros, again, protein, carb, fat. Let's see, Morgan, it's true that you can start gaining weight if you don't hit your macros. Hold on, let me click see more. Yeah. Is it true that you can start gaining weight if you don't hit daily macros on a regular because your body starts storing? Morgan, what do you mean? And Morgan and I just got off a 12-week program. She crushed it. What'd you lose, Morgan? Like 38 pounds? You freaking crushed it. Is it true you can start gaining weight if you don't hit daily macros on the regular? I think what you're asking, let me know what you're asking, but I think what you're asking is if your macros are off. Heck yeah. Sorry, I was just cursed. I do love God, but you know, I'm in the military, so I'm not perfect. Hell yeah, you can gain weight because your body's not utilizing the macros that you're eating, so it will store it as fat because it's like, I have no use for this. So you might, excuse my language, you might poop some of it out. But yeah, your body's going to store it as fat because it doesn't need it. Okay. What was I saying before? Oh yeah. But yeah, Morgan, let me know if I didn't answer your question. Let me know more specific. I'm so happy you're on. I love you. I miss you already. So anyway, if you don't have the right macros, which leads into not having the right micronutrients, again, vitamins and minerals, you are advancing aging. You are advancing the aging process. So if you use all these beautiful creams to like keep the wrinkles off and you just want to look good, but your nutrition is not on point, you're working against yourself. The cream cannot, or the vitamin cannot do what proper nutrition can do. Your body, skin, organs, brain, all the things need protein, carb, and fat. All three. Okay. Morgan, if you're under eating your macros, can it store it as fat? This is a phenomenal question. Let me actually totally tangent onto this. Okay. There is a fine line. There is a really fine line with this. If you are under eating, can you store fat? Yes. Which seems backwards on science, right? Calories in, calories out, but I'll explain. If you are aggressively under eating, your body thinks it's in starvation mode, and naturally it will cling to fat. Same with when you're stressed, same with when you're not sleeping. It will cling to fat and it will not release it, which is why sometimes I'll bump a client up 700 calories per day, and they're losing weight. Why? They were eating way too low. Their body said, I have no food. I am starving. I have to cling to this fat or I will die. That's what our bodies, our brains, I think it's the cerebellum that is in charge of this process. That is what it does, is it detects survival mode. So if you're eating too little, you will store fat, not because you're eating too many macros, but because your body thinks you're killing it. Honestly, that's like such a true scientific statement. However, if you are in a, what's the word I'm trying to say? Strategic caloric deficit, and you fall slightly under your calories, no, you'll lose weight. You'll lose fat. You might lose a little bit of muscle in a deficit. That one is kind of a fine line too. Like, can you efficiently gain muscle while in a deficit? Efficiently, no. Can you gain muscle in a caloric deficit, which means you're eating less than you're burning on a daily? Hell yeah. It's just slow. That's all. That's why when people want to gain muscle as their primary goal, they need to eat more than their body is consuming to give their body more available energy. I'm pointing to my bicep, but obviously we don't want all massive biceps, but you know what I mean. But should I point to the glutes, the quads, the shoulders? But anyway, so if you're eating excess, if you're eating more calories than you're burning, yes, you will gain muscle. But again, it's a fine line. If you're eating too much excess, you'll gain fat. If your goal is muscle gain, especially as a female, 1 to 2 pound total weight gain per month is a great spot to aim for. To aim for. Because otherwise, you're gaining fat that you shouldn't be gaining. Because muscle growth is really slow. Okay. Morgan, I have that answered question. Let me know if it doesn't. Do you guys have any other questions? I love talking about this. Oh, and bring in the questions if you have them. But I want to bring up one thing. Okay, alcohol. Let me talk a few things about alcohol. Is alcohol a carbohydrate? No. Alcohol is its own macro. Alcohol is its own macro. Protein, fat, carbs, alcohol. Does alcohol have, or a drink, have carb in it? Yeah, some. Does chicken have fat in it? Yeah, right? It's just part of it. Okay, good, Martin, good. Okay. When we drink alcohol, our fat receptor, or our fat cells, are more receptive. What does that mean? It is easier to gain fat cells if you're drinking alcohol. Okay? So, let me say, this is for people who are tracking their macros. Okay? If you're not tracking macros, this doesn't quite make sense. If you have a high day and a low day in macros, it's better to drink alcohol on your low days because you're eating less food, therefore less food is apt to go to your fat cells. Okay. If you have a high day, which sometimes could mean 300 grams of carb, which I don't know if y'all understand what 300 grams of carb is, but that's like living the high life, okay? Morgan, what are you on? I think you're on like 110 grams of carb, and that's like pretty normal. I think I'm on like 189 grams of carb, and I have a ton of carb, right, to eat. So if 300 grams is like amazing, like that should all be our goal. We should literally aim to eat as much as possible because that's indicative of an extremely healthy metabolism. Our body's utilizing it. Yes, Colette, oh my gosh. It is such an advanced and, what am I trying to say? Dense. There's so much dense information. Just take it one step at a time, and the more you hear it, the more it clicks. And then it's like, oh, light bulb all the time, right? It's so many light bulb moments will happen. Just keep going. So I wouldn't drink alcohol on a high day, a high calorie or macro day, because fat cells are more receptive to gaining fat, okay? So drinking alcohol and then giving into the munchies is a horrible idea because you'll gain more fat than if you didn't have the alcohol and ate the same amount of calories. And that's just how our bodies are designed. I wish I could be like, don't do that. You know, don't gain any fat when you drink alcohol. Because I do enjoy wine. It's very social. I'm a very social human. I don't shame people for drinking. I'm in the military, like I said, you know, and the military drinks a lot of alcohol. So, you know, am I saying alcohol is healthy? No. Okay, I'm not trying to get in the weeds. I'm just saying our culture today, it's like a normal thing, okay? So just be wise about how you drink it. Have a lot of protein intake. Have a lot of green vegetable intake when you are drinking the alcohol to make sure that you're getting the micronutrients or the vitamins and minerals that your body needs to function at the highest level. Okay? I hope that makes sense. That's all I have for you guys today. Excuse me, goodness. Let me know what questions you guys have at any time, okay? I want to answer all the things for you guys. My goal truly is to bring health to the world, right? Body, soul, and spirit. I want to educate you all on how can I be more fit, enjoy my body more, enjoy what I see in the mirror more, have more energy, have more confidence, and not despise dieting. Because we shouldn't have to despise dieting because it shouldn't be restrictive. We should just be regulating our calories and our macros rather than saying, I can't eat sugar, I can't eat dairy, I can't eat gluten. It's like, why? Because I gain weight. Well, those really aren't the root issue. The root issue truly is overconsumption of macros or calories or not eating the right macros for your body. That's it. Okay? So instead of pulling stuff out of your diet, let's attack the root cause so you can have lifelong success. All right, you guys. Thank you for tuning in. So glad to hear from you all. I hope you have a beautiful Tuesday, and we'll chat soon.